today my topic is actually transforming your QA team with emotional intelligence. So, a little bit about me. I'm in QA domain for last 15 years. Currently, I'm leading QA engineering team at Palo Alto Networks. Previously, I worked with Microsoft, Cisco, and Hitachi. And my background is basically I have bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Institute of Technology, and my master's is in engineering management and leadership from Santa Clara University. I shared my LinkedIn profile, but you can just search my name, Dilruba Malik, and I should be reachable there. If you have any question after the presentation, if you want to get hold of the presentation, you can get it from there. So I want to start from the very basic. What is team, right? The team is consist of group of people who work together or report under the same leader. It's the generic definition of team, or you can think of a team is a group of people who are complementary skill to achieve some common goal, right? If you are in QA, then you have QA team goal and corporate goal, and as a team, you have to work toward that goal and make sure achieve that purpose. Um, Now I want to give a little bit of definition kind of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is actually the ability to identify and understand your own emotion, manage your own emotion in such a way, in a positive way, to revive stress, communicate effectively, and empathize with others, so that you can overcome the challenge and also reduce conflict. Few attributes of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. I'll double click on each one of those. Self-awareness is basically you recognize your own emotion, you how they affect your thought and behavior, how you can know your strength and weakness and have self control. So you have to know about that emotional aspect of your individual self. So self awareness, it's just to give you that sense. And self management is basically you are in control of impulsive feelings or behavior. Manage your emotion in positive way. You can take initiative, or if you feel too stressed, then take a walk and make sure you can compose yourself. You can follow through your commitment and adapt changing circumstances. As you know, our corporate life is full of stress, full of commitment, deadline is going on, so we sometime have to decompose ourselves, and we have to take control of our self management so that we can continue our day-to-day activity. Social awareness, on the other hand, is basically you understand the emotion and the need and concern of other people. So you have to have control of your emotion, and also you have to understand other people emotion and pick up the cues, and if someone feel uncomfortable socially, recognize that and help each other out. So this social awareness is that side of the um, spectrum. Relationship management is basically how you can develop and maintain good relationship, whether it is for your colleague, whether it is how you are communicating clearly, aspire and influence others, right? You work well in a team environment and manage the conflict so that the conflict is not there. And why I'm talking about this, why this is important, why emotional intelligence matters. So emotional intelligence is very important, and it has a lot of impact our day-to-day life, right? How we work at corporate world, or how our physical health, mental health, and how our relationships are based on every aspect of our life is evolved with emotional intelligence. So how how this can be helpful to building a team, or um, building a team to goal to have achieve that goal, right? So establish, basically we have to establish our own rule to self-regulate ourselves, our team interaction, how we want to communicate with our team. We have to set up some ground rule for communication, like somebody like to work in the morning time, somebody wants to work at afternoon or late evening. So based on that, you have to understand each team member's emotion, how they work, and how they are efficient better at certain time frame. So you have to basically understand that thought behind it, and then set up a ground rule so that the entire team is uh, acknowledged by that ground rule. So there should be a common rule for communicating when the team will interact with each other, when they will have lone time, sole time to work particular deliverable, and give and receiving feedback, and also offer assistance constantly. It's not only when you have one-on-one time. It's more of like you should be available whenever the team needs you, and you listen more. You provide opportunity for your team members to voice their problem. Without knowing the problem, you cannot provide solutions. So understand that side of it. Apologize and appreciate publicly, and make sure whenever something doesn't work out, you criticize privately, and take ownership of the entire team cadence. That's how you understand other people emotions. Sorry. So how we can achieve all this to transform your team to an efficient team? You have to follow some process. So few of the items, I think, from my personal experience, is very, very important, which is empathy, ownership, career growth, clarity, communication, and connection. So what I mean by empathy is show that you genuinely care for your team and each team members. You can be compassionate with your team, your people, and you put yourself in the role and think about their positive, negative, and how you can help them. You listen to what they are saying is a blocking issue, and what they are not even saying. Read in between the line and see what they are trying to accomplish, and how you can be proactively helping them. Guide and mentor them, coach them if there is anything needed for their growth, or their particular project. Ownership is another aspect that I feel is very, very important. Provide support, like if one team member need to execute some QA activity, you have to make sure that particular person is accountable and take ownership for that particular project or something. And as a leader, you have to make sure you check in with them frequently, and see every milestone has been achieved, and empower them to take initiative and take decision and make mistake. Do not if someone make mistake, they learn by doing that. So do not penalize people when they are trying to do or innovate certain things and make mistake, and celebrate their success. And as a leader, you should own their failure. So I feel from my personal experience, this is very, very important aspect of it. Providing clarity is another building, is very important when we are planning for the quarter or the sprint, or even long term, for the year, right? You have to provide the clear vision for your team to achieve, so that they understand why this is important in the bigger picture, how holistically their work actually fit into that overall scenario. So setting that ground rule, establishing that milestone together with them, so that they can reach out to that mission, and build the culture of transparency, so that they are not afraid of anything to speak up to the leader, and they deliver the value, what really matters to the company. And communication, as I mentioned, this is another building block, which is you have, as a leader, you should listen more and then what you are communicating to them, what they need to achieve as a team. Make sure if there is any action item from you for yourself, you follow up. You make sure you trust your team members and inspire them to um, work on more and unblock them from any obstacle they have, and definitely guide them if there is anything needed. And lastly but not least, that connection matters, right? So how you connect with your team member. So when you are having your one-on-one, it should not be just about work progress, how the project is progressing. There are so many other way of tracking that. You can have a dashboard, you can have Jira, Confluence, to track the status, right? So when you have one-on-one time, definitely bring up the work progress, how things are going. If there is any blocker, talk about that. But then more than that, one-on-one should be more about understanding the team member need, what they are working on, how they are contributing, how that is important. Tell them that they are doing a good job, or if they need to improve, be upfront and tell them. And definitely bring the career growth in every one-on-one conversation, so that you know what you are expecting and what the employees expectation is, that match. And definitely motivate them for giving them long-term, short-term goal, as well as check back if they are meeting that, and always see how they're doing physically and mentally, because during this pandemic, we everybody is trying to cope up with the situation. Everybody's situation is different, so you have to basically connect with them in personal level, so that you understand where they stand. And I feel by prioritizing our schedule, by setting the expectation, setting the ground rule, using the technology, we can create such workplace that we can foster our team and make our team more efficient. And what we can do better is basically create more virtual events, social events. So you are meeting them one on one, and you have some meeting that overlap, but in you need to basically connect with them in a group setting, so that you also see, you can hear each other, what they are talking about, how they are connecting with each other, and celebrate all the cultural event together to foster with your team, basically. And try to have a day where you don't have any meeting, just consolidate that day with all concentrated work, how you can reach your deadline and everything. And you can encourage and support each other. So with that, I want to give some takeaways, that using your emotional intelligence, basically understanding your team members, and understanding their need, understanding how you can help them, is more important than just talking about the work progress. Definitely work progress is important for each and every project, and you have to track that with your QA metrics, what each QA team members are going to deliver, hold them accountable for whatever they need to deliver, and make sure everything is on the deadline, and empower them. If they need to learn some new techniques, they need to understand the um, agile process or QA process, how they are communicating with the developer. If there is anything needed from the leader, as a leader, you should empower them to go through that, and be the champion for your team members. So what they are working on, you are the front face, so you should be campaigning for them. You should be champion for your team members, put your team members achievement in front of the other leaders and upper management. Celebrate the team success and own the team's failure. If there is something that need to be worked on, definitely you can take it in private, and make sure you identify why this did not happen, and you do a post-mortem on it, and figure out what we learned from that mistake or failure, and then go from there. And definitely lead your team, not try to micromanage. I think with that, that's what my presentation is. I know I saw the comment that you guys did my presentation. So if you want to reach out to me, I can share my LinkedIn here so that I can share my presentation with you guys. Do you have any question? The main purpose of this presentation is basically we are human as well. We are working together for a common goal. Definitely, we need to have achieve our goal. We have to comply with the corporate deliverable and all that. But as a human, we also have to be connected with each other. We have to use our emotion to make sure that we are doing a good job as a team and help each other out. Yeah, I see a question from Andy. Thank you, Andy, for the question. It's a very good question. How you are keeping the EQ connected with remote work? So I think as a leader, we have to do a little bit extra. You have to schedule one-on-one for anyone you want to connect to. So definitely, you for your direct report, you are having regular one-on-one, right? So make sure you turn on your video. I know it's not easy to always have one-on-one with turn on your video because there are so many things going on in the house as well, right? We are working remotely, so it become a little difficult. But make sure maybe you can have the background blurred, so if your kids are running around behind you, still your opponent is seeing your face, right? So you can connect with not face to face, but virtually you can see each other, so you understand if someone is going through a pain. uh, if you just hear the voice, you will not see it, but when you see the video, you can from the facial expression, you will know that that person is going through a bad day or something, so you can at least have a conversation with that. So that human touch is needed during this hard time. And yeah, as you know, during this pandemic, the India hard hit it. So most of the direct report for me was from India, and my colleagues are from India. So when we are hearing the voice, we didn't see, but when we have the video turned on, when we talk to them, then we see that how much pain they are going through, and we can discuss, comfort them, and make sure provide emotional and moral support so that we can help each other out to make sure we hold each other during this hard time. So that's the of the session. If any I see another yeah, sure. Another question I get from Heather is how if you have any example to celebrate the success. Definitely. For example, if you have a small deliverable, forget about the big one we celebrate a corporate level, but the small one, like for example, if I have a test automation backlog, and one of the team member of mine have completed certain, and that added a value to our team, right? So we have to celebrate this small achievement. We have to make sure we'll have a team gathering, or if we have a all hand, or if we have anything, we have to mention that XYZ person did some automation, and this has this value to my team. I'm not talking about every single individual task we have to celebrate, but what have most value to our team, we should celebrate, so that that person also have a sense of accomplishment, that oh, my task has been celebrated in front of public, and they really feel good. I think that sense is important for us. Yeah. Any other question? If not, I think that's all. And definitely don't forget to reach out to me in LinkedIn. I will love to meet with you guys. And if you have any question, I'm always open, and will definitely connect and talk to you guys through LinkedIn or any other. And I can share my presentation with the LinkedIn as well if you reach out to me. Yeah. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great conference.